The beautiful female assassin speeds away on a cool motorcycle. The male secret agent doesn't want the duck that's about to be caught to fly away. He decisively drives the little yellow car, crashing through the wall to chase after her. He rushes and dashes through the buildings along the way. However, the male secret agent is busy for half the day. Still, he couldn't catch up with the beautiful female assassin. Helplessly, he can only seek assistance from his companion. The latter immediately puts down the coffee he was tasting. However, all that is happening now. Turns out, it's just a scene from female writer Aileen's pen. She is a spy novelist. She became famous for publishing the Eagle spy novels. The spies in Aileen's writing are realistic and reasonable, like scenes from her novels. They're all like her first-hand experiences. It's also because of this that she has gained countless fans. Aileen has written 4 books in a row. Now, the 5th book is also about to be finished. But as she neared the end, Ellen encountered a creative bottleneck. She didn't know how to wrap it up. Ellen contacted her mother for help. However, the other party suggested to Ellen to write another chapter. Ellen's mind was completely blank in terms of creativity. Helpless, Ellen decided to board the train home, to discuss the plot development with her mother, to finish writing this story. The next day, Ellen brought her cat, and boarded the train back home. Along the way, she encountered a strange man. He promptly sat down across from her, initiating a conversation with Ellen. Over the years, Ellen spends her days writing or going home, rarely interacting with any men. Therefore, when faced with a man initiating conversation, she felt somewhat at a loss. Yet, out of politeness, Ellen responded here and there. The man, however, kept talking incessantly. When talking about the content of Erin's novel, it felt very real. The man's words became more and more absurd. Erin seemed to see the shadow of the protagonist in him. She saw the figure of the protagonist of the novel. Just as Erin was astonished, a fan recognized Erin and approached her for an autograph. Unexpectedly, the next moment the person pulled out a weapon, thanks to the man opposite reacting in time. Other companions of the fan emerged at that moment. They were shot one by the man. The man's fighting scene made Erin feel as if she saw the shadow of the protagonist in her own book. When the battle ended, the man prepared to take Erin away. However, due to the fright, Erin ran in the opposite direction. She happened to encounter the other assassins. Fortunately, the man arrived in time and pushed Erin away. He engaged in a fight with the assassins. The man swiftly defeated one of them. He then threw the other one out of the train through the window. The man then grabbed Eileen and ran away. They encountered the female assassin again on the way. The man pushed Eileen into the restroom. He fought with the assassins. Eileen experienced hallucinations throughout. She felt that the man in front of her, Dot, was the male protagonist from her novel. The tall and strong image captivated Eileen. After a fierce battle, the man resolved the trouble in front of him. He escaped with Eileen all the way to the end of the carriage. However, a group of assassins still chased after them. They held Eileen and him at gunpoint. She didn't know why, but looking at the assassins in front of her, Eileen always had a sense of familiarity. The other party seemed to have appeared in her own novel. The man did not give up without a fight. It was time for a bear hug. Have a pleasant journey. Under the man's magical maneuvers, the two successfully escaped from the train. Eileen fainted from excessive fright. When she woke up again, she found herself in the man's house. At this point, the man's identity is revealed. This man is named Jack. He is a real spy. He is here to protect Eileen. Eileen looks puzzled. Jack turns on a TV on the wall. The surveillance footage of Aileen's house appears on it. A group of men are searching her house. Eileen angrily accuses Jack of spying on her. Jack quickly explains. It's not him who is monitoring her, but a man named Carlos. He was also seen on the train. Eileen is completely confused at this point. She can't understand what's going on. Jack begins to explain the whole situation. Carlos is a member of the Special Affairs Bureau. He is the real-life version of those evil spies in Aileen's book. Carlos' boss is called Director Reed. They are searching for a USB drive containing a file. Eileen doesn't understand why Wright sent someone to find her. Because you are a prophet. Actually predicted in advance that they would betray, and are written in the 5th book, and many plots in Aileen's book, similar to the real situation, and the 5th work Eileen is currently working on, highly coincides with the story unfolding at this moment. In fact, Aileen's 5th novel, already watched by the Special Bureau and Jack. That's why Wright sent someone to arrest Eileen. Jack makes Eileen believe that he is a good person. Jack can help Eileen out of trouble, but before that, Eileen has to do him a favor first. On the way leaving the base, Jack tells Eileen what she said in the book is happening in reality, but the protagonist is not Agnes, but Jack. He hired a hacker to steal the main files of the Special Bureau, found the explosion case organized by Wright et al. Evidence of election fraud and radioactive poisoning incidents. The hacker imported all the files into a USB drive. Unexpectedly, after the hacker finished reading the information, actually chose to ask Jack for triple the reward. Demanded 3 times the payment from Jack. In this situation, Jack had no choice but to agree. After all, that main file is the only evidence of exposing the crimes of Rit and others. Cognitive Control Program. Le Hasten Asset. Le Hasten Asset. Actually, just a simple mention here. Jack was originally a member of the Special Department as well. Later, he discovered that Rit was using the Special Department's name to amass wealth for himself. Jack's sense of justice led him to betray. Started collecting evidence of Rit's crimes. Watching the hacker succeed, Jack rushed to London to make a deal with the other party. Unexpectedly, the hacker did not show up on time for the appointment. No one knows where he went, and the USB drive is also missing. Now Jack and Rit are both looking for the hacker. At this point, Eileen asks Jack in return, what does finding a hacker have to do with her? Jack explains that he believes Erin's amazing imagination is the key to finding him. After all, Erin's novel is about finding a hacker. Erin says she can't answer that question now. Jack just wants to know the next direction of the novel. Erin says she's facing a creative block, even if she hasn't hit a block. Regarding the hacker plot, she also needs to do field research in order to write the rest of the content. After hearing this, Jack decides to take Erin to London to help her finish writing and in turn find the USB drive himself. That evening, the two of them took a flight to London. Jack first took Erin to the park where he arranged to meet the hacker. Erin finds a place to sit down and start thinking, considering the possibility that the hacker might not show up. What surprises Erin and Jack is that there are Erin's fans around. They recorded a video of Eileen and posted it online. It was seen by Rit. Rit immediately sent someone to pursue and hacked into the surveillance cameras around Eileen. They read Eileen's lip movements to investigate her next plan. Eileen took out a notebook and started to jot down. She wrote down the next plot line. She thought about the encrypted chip inside the phone Jack used to communicate with the hacker. It might contain an encrypted chip, but that phone has already been thrown away by Jack. Eileen continued brainstorming. She thought about the encryption chip theoretically inside the phone to guide him to find the hacker's satellite. Consequently, finding the hacker's location. According to this, Jack hacked into the UK's satellite data system, discovered a total of 96 data satellites. Eileen sorted through them, found the satellite closest to the park, accessed its data, indeed found the hacker's location. Meanwhile, Rit also discovered this and sent someone to pursue. Jack brought Eileen to the hacker's home. Unfortunately, this place has long been abandoned. The USB drive is also nowhere to be found. I wonder where the other party has hidden it. Erin noticed that the interior here is very old-fashioned. Something doesn't seem right over there. Erin casually tears off the wallpaper. She finds plaster behind it. Erin feels like this definitely signifies something. However, she can't figure it out right now. At this moment, Jack suddenly discovers that the floor is hollow underneath. He pries it open and finds a safe inside. Jack opens it, only to find 2 bundles of cash inside, along with a boat key and a hacker's notebook. While Erin is examining the contents of the notebook, Jack notices that a group of agents is approaching the apartment from outside. They forcefully enter the apartment. Jack then hides Erin beneath the floor. They thought they could escape the disaster smoothly, but unexpectedly, Erin's cat makes a noise, exposing their location. Jack has no choice but to fight his way out. Jack, with his outstanding skills, combined with sharp shooting, smoothly dealt with the enemies in the house. Jack knew this place was no longer safe to stay. He hurriedly took Erin and escaped. However, they were still a step too late. Backup agents had already arrived. With nowhere to escape, Jack decisively took Erin and charged out. Jack cleared the enemies in the hallway. He dragged Erin to the rooftop. They saw a speedboat moored nearby in the waterway. Erin remembered the boat keys they found. Perhaps this was the hacker's escape plan. But continuing like this would lead to immediate trouble. Jack believed there was a cushion under the speedboat's tarp. Erin was completely skeptical. Jack, seeing this, directly threw her cat overboard. Sure enough, the cat bounced back up. Subsequently, they jumped onto the speedboat and fled the scene. That night they found a hotel to stay. Looking through the hacker's notebook, trying to find his whereabouts from it. Unexpectedly, during this time, Erin overheard something. Jack's conversation with a mysterious person. The mysterious person asked Jack to bring Erin to him. Erin felt something was not right after hearing this. She quietly left the room with her cat. She contacted her mother, Dami, seeking help. Erin is now penniless and unable to leave London. Dami immediately flew to London with her husband to pick up Erin. However, what shocked me beyond belief was Erin's father turned out to be right. The reason for this is still unknown for the time being. Erin recounted everything that happened these days. She told everything to her parents. Erin stole the hacker's notebook before leaving. That was the only clue to finding the hacker. After hearing this, Reed quickly found the notes to check. Just then, Jack kicked open the door and rushed in. Jack held Reed at gunpoint, wanting to shoot him in the head. "If you kill me, the Special Bureau will never let you go." Hearing this, Irene was stunned. Jack told her that her parents were bad people from the Special Bureau. Jack made Irene believe him. Irene didn't know what to say for a moment. At that moment, Dammy took out a gun and held Irene hostage. Things developed to this point. Irene understood everything and pushed Dammy away. Jack quickly shot and knocked her down. He then knocked Reed out. He then took the notes and escaped with Irene. Irene couldn't accept all of this. In her mind, her parents who raised her were actually trying to take her life. Erin doesn't know who to trust now. Jack clearly told Erin that she can trust herself. However, Erin doesn't trust anyone now. Afterwards, she fell into a deep sleep in exhaustion. When Erin woke up again, she was already in France. Jack brought Erin to a mansion. They met that mysterious man. This man's name is Alfie, the former deputy director of the Special Bureau. Through Alpha's narration, Erin learned the truth about some things. In short, Erin's real identity is not a novelist. She is actually a special agent of the Special Bureau. However, during her mission to expose the crimes of the RE, her brain was injured and she lost her memory. At that time, Erin had information on the whereabouts of the main files. The RE, in order to get the flash drive, impersonated Erin's parents with a psychologist's subordinate, gained her trust and helped Erin write a book. In fact, the contents of Erin's book were. All of this is based on her real experiences. And Jack's true identity is actually Erin's boyfriend. Erin doesn't believe it at all. She rushes out of the room, wanting to leave this place. File decrypted. Jack tries to stop her. Jack is no match for Erin. He is subdued by the other party. Erin looks shocked at her own skills. As things progress, Erin gradually starts to believe the fact that she might really be a spy. On the other side, Wright is flipping through the notes. He captures the contents with his glasses camera. He sends it to his subordinates for decryption. Meanwhile, Alfie is also decrypting the notes here. Jack then tells Erin some things. In fact, she went to London Park to meet a hacker. Then, Erin disappeared for unknown reasons. When she resurfaced, it was by the Thames River. That's where the special agency found Erin, because she lost all her memory. So Wright teamed up with a psychologist from the Special Services Bureau. They lied and claimed to be Aileen's parents. The psychologist brainwashed Eileen, making her believe it all. Jack found out about Aileen's situation. He sought Alfie's help in restarting the investigation into Wright. However, there was no main file evidence. Alfie couldn't pin the blame on Wright. Instead, he was falsely accused and fired as a conspiracy theorist by the other party. But Alfie and Jack did not give up on searching for the main file. They were investigating in secret all along. Meanwhile, Eileen started writing novels under the guidance of Wright and others. In fact, the content of those novels are all Aileen's real experiences. The main character in them is her. At that moment, Alfie decoded the hacker's note content, revealing that he left the main file to the secret guardian Miss Bader. The hacker clearly marked that the main file could only be taken by the person he appointed, and that person is none other than Eileen. In other words, Erin needs to get back to her previous state. Got the main document from Miss Bader. Erin clearly expressed her refusal. She is currently unable to complete the spy mission. Jack and Alfie advised her. Eventually, based on their testimonies, Erin agreed to be a spy for one day. The scene shifts to the Arabian Peninsula. Jack, with Erin in disguise, found Miss Bader's mansion. But Miss Bader only wanted to meet with Erin. Erin nervously met Miss Bader. However, she quickly calmed down. Got the hacker USB drive from Miss Bader. Erin opened the USB drive. As the file photos scrolled to the end, Erin showed a shocked expression while also recalled some memories. She came out of the office in a daze, handed the USB drive to Jack. Jack noticed Erin was not herself. Just as I was about to ask D.A. May to leave, she suddenly brought someone along. It was at Miss Bader's mansion. So D.A. May didn't act rashly. She invited the two to have tea and discuss what to do next. Jack was very cautious when D.A. May handed him the tea. Only after exchanging teacups with D.A. May did he drink it without worry. However, the next moment, all three who drank the tea collapsed. When Eileen woke up again, she was already in Wright's office. At that moment, Wright threw the USB drive into the fireplace and burned it. Wright didn't know how much Aileen's memory had recovered, but he told Eileen they were working together. At the moment, he needed to force Jack to reveal Alfie's whereabouts. Eileen only remembered that Alfie had a vineyard, but she didn't know the exact location. However, she was confident she could get the information from Jack. Later, Reed brought Eileen to the interrogation room. At this moment, Jack is being tortured severely by the female doctor. Eileen urged Jack to reveal Alfie's whereabouts to avoid suffering more pain. Jack saw Eileen siding with Alfie. He felt deeply puzzled. However, Eileen told Jack that she has always been Alfie's person. Eileen is a double agent. The hacker was also killed by Eileen. The reason for later amnesia is because the hacker set up a program before dying. As long as his heart stops beating, the bomb in the room will be detonated. Eileen jumped out the window and fell into the water 1 second before the explosion, causing brain injury and memory loss. Eileen, seeing Jack unwilling to reveal Alfie's whereabouts, she also didn't bother with idle talk. She decisively shot Jack in the chest and sent him to his death. Following Eileen, taking Ritter to the headquarters computer, according to memory, begin analyzing where Alfie might be hiding. On the other side, agents start cleaning up Jack's body. Unexpectedly, Jack suddenly wakes up, takes down 2 agents. Jack not being dead can only prove one thing. That is, Eileen has not completely betrayed. Indeed, the fact is just that. Eileen used the mainframe of the headquarters, sent the main file to Alfie. Now she remembers everything. Eileen is truly with Ritter, but since discovering Ritter's crimes, she has been determined to send Ritter to prison. Therefore, Eileen is essentially good. Unexpectedly, the main file sent by Eileen requires Ritter's permission to confirm. The main file ultimately did not send successfully. Eileen's identity is exposed. She quickly takes down Dami and Ritter, arrives at the armory. Shortly after, Jack also arrives. They almost came to blows when they first met. Erin quickly explained to him the shot fired in the interrogation room earlier. She intentionally shot off target to bring Jack back to life. There was a female team member during a previous mission. Erin used this method. She saved him from Rit's hands. Although Erin is a double agent, but now her heart is with Jack and the others. At this point, Jack chose to trust Erin. Both sides started to grab weapons and gear. They faced off against Rit's subordinates who were chasing them. Erin and the 2 transformed into fireworks warriors and burst out of the smoke. The 2 combined their swords to become the Smith couple. They eliminated the enemy outside. Rit saw this scene through surveillance. Quickly opened the ventilation bags. I don't know what the screenwriter was thinking. Take out the enemies on the scene. Eileen stormed into the control room with Jack. Theoretically, files can be sent bypassing permissions here. At this moment, Reed walked in with a gun to stop them. Eileen discovered that retinal authorization was also needed here, in order to access the system and send files. Reed raised his gun, preparing to kill the 2 of them. Suddenly, Irene's cat rushed out, causing chaos. Jack took the opportunity to raise his gun and shoot right dead. After dealing with him, Irene took Jack out of the control room to outside. They were ready to use the satellite antenna outside to send the main file. Able to bypass the security system here, Irene started working busily. At this moment, the psychiatrist ran out. She used words to mentally control Irene. Irene then raised the gun and aimed it at Jack beside her. Jack was shocked. He tried to awaken Irene's mind. Unfortunately, the other party was unmoved. The 2 immediately started fighting on the deck. Jack was simply no match for Irene. At a critical moment, the female team member Irene had saved before appeared from behind. She knocked out the psychiatrist. Irene regained her senses and continued sending the file. In the end of the film, they drove the yacht away from the merchant ship. Before leaving, they also placed a bomb and blew up the entire ship. And the movie ends here. The movie is titled Agent Able, Mystery Agent, a recently released action thriller movie, starring popular actor Bryce Dallas Howard, and also starring Sam Rockwell. There is no doubt that both the cast and the director's skills are on a blockbuster level. However, the movie's plot has some serious issues and numerous loopholes. If you're just in the mood for a mindless action film lately, then I recommend you to check out the original movie. Alright, that's it for this video. If you enjoy my commentary, please consider subscribing. Thank you all for your continued support. See you in the next video.